Good afternoon, everyone. We hope you are having a wonderful day. Today is very, very special for all of us. My name is Paola Gomez, and I am Muse Arts Program Director. We're here this afternoon to celebrate a journey that immigrant, newcomer, and refugee artists did together in order to create a space to recognize the journeys, the transformation in the realities that happen for many of us in our communities. We invite you for this very short but very important chat with some of the participants, as well as we create a space for a conversation with them and the launch of the actual book. So everybody is actually waiting behind the scenes right now. But before we start, I would like to first recognize the lands where we work and where we live. And I invite you all to do exactly the same, to reflect on the histories of the lands where you work and live, and the histories of those who have been here or there in those lands where you are before you arriving into that space. And with that, I want to recognize that in my case, I am located in Toronto, and this is the traditional indigenous territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit. With this, I also want to express gratitude and honor all the First Nations, the Métis and Inuit people that have lived in this land since times immemorial. We know, as people that had experienced relocation, either forced relocation or relocation because we were not able to stay in those places where we were born, we recognize that there is an impact with that movement, not only impact for those who are uprooted, but also impact for those spaces that we arrive and that we take. So the invitation is for all of us to reflect on this and to recognize the histories of those people in those societies, in those communities that have lived in the space before you and before I. And our responsibility to take care of the land and to take care of each other, not only because we are going through very unprecedented times, but because it's part of our humanity to recognize that we will do the work better if we do it as a community. Again, we are extremely happy to be here this afternoon. And I want to thank the participants of this program, the many women with a migration experience that had made part of this journey. I want to express gratitude to the Toronto Arts Council through their refugee and newcomer engagement program for supporting our process and for allowing us to undertake once again this beautiful project. For us, the Stories We Share is more than a project or an element of a 5 months or 6 months duration. For us, the Stories We Share is a community. It is a space to network and to create new friendships. And I am absolutely happy and excited to welcome into the space all the participants that are here with us this afternoon. And I invite them to open their videos and to be part of this conversation. Hello, Fernanda, and as everybody starts joining in, Laura, Janice, Gabriela, Ambryn, Veronica, who else is here? I know that Jasmine is here as well. Fatima is here as well. Who else is here? Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing?
I need you to help me to open my camera, please.
Yes, I kind of had to mute some of you. I have to move some of you. I am inviting you all to start your videos because we want to have a little conversation to celebrate this time together. And I want to ask you because I know that some of you had received already your books and some of you are still waiting. And I'm just so excited about this. And I want to see, for those who receive it, what was your first reaction? Have you opened it yet? Some of you did.
No, I didn't open it yet. Okay, I'm waiting for.
Amazing. How about if you open it?
I will open it. I'm waiting for that all day.
Some of you, I know, I think many here haven't received it, but so for some of us, we're so lucky that we have them with us at this moment. And we also want to share with our communities that are there to let them know that for some of us, home is in Toronto. For some of us, is outside of Toronto. And here it is. This is the book.
So beautiful.
This
wow.
is the book.
So beautiful.
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes, Veronica also has it. Fatima, how about you? Did you get yours? Perfect. Well,
I saw online, but it's not the same online. It's physical. Oh, I love the smell.
And yes, I have that same thing. I like the smell of books. And so something else that I want to share is that, and probably Laura will be able to share this a little bit more with us, is that the book is actually made in recycled materials, a paper. And so it has such a beautiful texture, and also has, remember some of these memories? Remember those days that we will do images, and those days where we will have these conversations, and we will see what ways we will prompt our conversations. Remember also the beautiful illustrations and hearts that are throughout the book, that are part of a collection exclusively made for this project. And this is made by also an immigrant artist in Toronto. Her name is, and I just forgot, I should not forget her name because she works a lot with us, and she's a friend. Mariana, you all know the name, and I'm like, Mariana Bolaños Inclán, a Mexican visual artist and sculptor that has worked with Muse Arts from the very beginning, is also a community artist, and currently she's taking her second or third career in arts, but she had started making these illustrations, which I thought they were fascinating. And as we were discussing how we will present the book, I said, what a better way that with hearts? Because if something happens in this project, every time we do it, is that our heart goes into it. And with that, and before we talk about like the actual book and the stories we share, because many people may not know what we are talking about here, I want to invite those who have been here before, who have been part of the stories we shared before, and tell us a little bit of your experience with the entire project or the entire community of what is the stories we share. Gabriela or Janice, any of you would like to share a little bit of your views and opinions about this community?
Thank you. I will start first. Was an amazing experience, like the first one when we were lucky enough, Paula, to be in person during the first edition and during the beautiful first launch. I remember like today at the City of Toronto with all the show and the presentation and pictures and a lot of fun we had, like we are trying to replicate right now. It was completely changed, and you adapted so easily to this online version, and you're trying to make this experience as unique as was the first time. And every week, every night we spend together was so much fun. And I hope people who I was not the lucky as the rest of the people to receive the book because I'm a little bit far from Toronto, but I'm looking for, and I know will come. And I'm happy to be part of this unique project. And I wish you all the best for the next year to reinvent something new.
Thank you very much, Gabriela. Gabriela is not only a community leader on her own right, in especially in the area of supporting women, in particularly women who had experienced violence, but has also been such a great supporter of many of the Muse Arts initiatives, including, the stories we share where Gabriela had participated in 2 occasions, and also beautiful project that will come out at the beginning of June, which is Weaving Community, the Crocheting Project. So thank you, Gabriela, for your words, and we are always very happy to have your brilliance into this space as well. So we congratulate you for being part of this project. I would like to hear from Janice, who also was here before. What are your, what is your experience? And if you can share with someone, someone that has no idea what is this thing of the stories we share. Are we a regular creator writing workshop thingy, or what else? What else are we in women's lives, especially when we're part of this project?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everyone. I can tell you it's a unique project. I really enjoyed the 2 times I have been with you with the historic we share. And for me, having a special time learning. Always I learning and create something different and another way to learn. And I think that's the main core, the story to share, because every group is completely different, and every experience, every day, and the meetings is completely turning like a very tough moment. And I feel like I left all the time like with relief, that feeling like I love be there. I love be part of the group, and I love, of course, see that. It's kind of beautiful. The final word, the final text in print I think it's amazing experience. I really recommend it all the time to everybody to get involving and enjoy and be more special for immigrants. No? That's the main. So I am so grateful, and so always tell you, grateful to be part, grateful to help, and grateful to know other new women there, amazing women. Thank you.
Janice, thank you very much. And for those who may not know this, Janice is also an artist, and is a multidisciplinary artist in the fields of filmmaking, photography, and also writing. So a very multifaceted artist, a mom who integrates many of her stories also into the narrative of her artwork. So we're always very lucky to have such amount of talent among ourselves, because the truth is that you all enrich the space. These spaces become so special because each one of you bring yourself into it, and you bring yourself as you are, and that is what makes the space so magical. So thank you very much for sharing that. I acknowledge that Veronica, Mayra Veronica, because we have 2 Veronicas here, but Mayra Veronica was also part of the first session. And something that I experienced with Veronica, who I have had the pleasure to have known for a little bit longer than many of you. And I want to share that the way in which I met Veronica was at a park when Muse Arts did an activation, and Veronica was looking for a volunteer space, and we kind of started connecting, and Veronica started going with us to the VAW shelters where we do programming for kids. Veronica has a background as a teacher, JKSK groups, and it was so instrumental in making possible those spaces, in making possible those spaces. And so I'm always very grateful that she stays in this orbit of news arts and engaged in many programs. And so in not trying to put her on the spot, in not trying to put you, Veronica, on the spot, I would like to invite you to share your views and opinions. And just because I'm giving, you know, the seniority status to those who are coming back before we go into conversations with folks that had joined us for the first time in Stories We Share. Veronica, you want to share something with us?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I just I would like to share with you is and the first time because I have a now different feeling, because in the first time I just curious about the stories stories to share what about. And I tried just thinking by myself, and but now I find the thank for the first meeting. I find my way to express my feelings, and now I feel wow, just for me it's like I feel something in myself is rediscover. I don't know, Paula, if it's the word like in English, rediscover.
Yeah.
My way to sanar,
to heal,
to heal myself. This is amazing. Thank you, Paola. Thank you, Mozart. It's for me is an honor for me to be part from this amazing group. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica, for sharing that. And as Veronica shares of her experience and her own growth, you know, in her own journey in healing, I was really able to read that and to feel that through the stories that Veronica was sharing in this edition, and also feeling very humble that these spaces that we dream of become these spaces of healing, but it becomes also these spaces of support. And as you mentioned that, Veronica, it really resonates with me the day that I had to take my kid to the hospital, and I then received this news of being something really dangerous that was happening to him. And you all took one of the lights, the candles, and then you did something special for me. Like you took the picture and you sent it to me, and told me that you were all thinking of me at that moment while I was like really in so much stress. And I felt your support, and I felt that it is not only about muse arts to create a space for women to create community and be part of a community, but we are also part of that community as facilitators, as directors and staff that also are involved with the program. And so these words that you all are saying are resonating, not from the professional perspective, but from the personal, because I do feel very connected to you also. Thank you very much for that. And now I would like to open the space for other participants, other friends that are here who would like to share their views and perspectives. Absolutely, I have to recognize that these spaces are possible thanks to the participants and thanks to the amazing facilitators that come into the space to pour their knowledge, to pour their talent. And I'm thinking of Banu San, an amazing, incredible Iranian a writer and poet who also lives here in Toronto, and you know, she's a teacher, she's a poet, she has a poetry open mic program, like so fantastic. We also have Hanan Hasim, who is also a writer, a poet, and her work is with so much, you know, so much true, and you can feel very, very connected. And the same will be for Gabriela, and Gabriela's last name just escaped me right now, and I wonder if the other Gabriela remembers her last name, because it just escaped my mind, and I'm gonna just go and look into the book. But Gabriela was also very instrumental, because Gabriela gave us, thank you very much, Laura. So Gabriela Cassini, and Gabriela was very instrumental because from the very beginning, she shared with us vulnerability, and she allowed herself to be vulnerable with us, and therefore she role modeled a space where said, yes, I am this strong person, I am this knowledgeable person, I am this person that has made changes in her life, and I am also this writer, this person that can express her feelings and opinions in this way. And that was very, very empowering. So these are the talents that were here creating the space, and we are very grateful for that. So now, as I mentioned, I'm going to open the space for other folks to share their opinions before we invite for some of you to read one poem or two before we end this event. So who would like to go first in terms of sharing your
as
go?
Almost a tradition.
True. Go for it.
Well, so to thank, of course, all the team and the participants. This has been, it's been an amazing project. I didn't wait until today. I have to be honest. I just saw this in my mail and I just opened it right away because I couldn't wait any minute. And so I'm very happy with the results. And I have to say that this is a very deep connection between human beings, because yes, the poems and or letters and everything that is printed in here, but more than that is like the energy that we all put on it, as you mentioned it, Paola. And I think this is like the window also for more people to know, and we maybe create more empathy to people who is in our situation that is like far away from home, but standing in our grounds, right? And yeah, I'm just very happy about it, and I will like to read when it's time to, like maybe one or two pieces of my writing here. And thank you again, everyone.
You're welcome. I saw that Gabriela would like to share something with us before we continue. Gabriela?
I was hoping to read one of the two poems we have put on this book, but whenever the time will come.
Perfect. Yes, definitely. We are going to keep the space open for any other person to share their views and opinions before we go into reading a little bit of the poetry. So, Ambrin, go for it.
Yeah. See, I wasn't with the group last year, so it was nice getting an invitation, because when you invited me, I wouldn't have asked you myself, because I shy away. Creative writing and languages, I don't think I have had formal training in that, but I love to write. That's the part, and that's one of the reasons, because I don't have formal training, I shy away from it. So when I joined, it felt great because of the safe spaces that you had created, and it was really joyful. spinning words together and sharing. And so, like Veronica also mentioned, that there is a healing in the process. As we create and spin those words and share with our sisters. So yes, it's been an awesome journey. And above all, I haven't got the book now, but I was simply delighted with the online version. Imagine when I get the book, what will happen. So
well,
yeah.
thank you so much. And something that is very special, and I need to mention this about Fernanda first, and is the fact that Fernanda first connected with Muse Arts seeking volunteer opportunities, because she also has a background in literature and in a big interest in the arts. And then the call for the scene came out, and Fernanda was there in the first line saying, I want to be part of this as well. And so we are so lucky to have her here. Same as Ambrin. I actually met Ambrin in a career writing program that I was running or hoping to run in Kitchener and Waterloo. And I was very amazed by the talent that was just evident in her writing. And I was so glad that she joined this space, because I always had perceived these spaces as safe spaces, but it's because you all are in this deep synergy and connection, and it is a connection that comes out of respect, not wanting to replicate anybody's stories, but to be respectful of the individual story, and also recognize that there are stories that are different and that deserve space. And so you all are very amazing in that way. I want to give more space for sharing your views and comments before bringing up our lineup. We have a tiny lineup here for the reading.
Jasmine, sorry.
Yeah, Jasmine, go for it.
Go for it, Fernanda. It's okay.
Well, I just wanted to mention two more things, like the sisterhood that we have created in this project is amazing. As Bryn said, like sister resonates to me like a lot, because this is not only for us as a woman, it's for the whole sisterhood that is around the planet. So it's very beautiful. And also there's a very deep meaning of this project that like put us together to do this, but like in a very deep way. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna give you a prompt and then you wanna write whatever it comes to your mind. It was more meaningful. It's what I want to say. Thank you.
And as you are mentioning that, I'm like, of course, you remember the week that we have the wonderful Gabriela Kobashi actually was facilitating this personality colors workshop, and it was like, that was like the, as they will say in Mexico, nos cayó el 20. It's like, oh, it was like the aha moment of many connections and many understandings. And so I wasn't that day for that workshop, but I saw the slides. I'm like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And so this just connects so well with what Fernanda was making reference to, that it was going deeper than a prompt. We care about your stories and your lives. Jasmine, thank you very much. So go ahead.
I feel like it's mandatory for the one who's speaking from far, far away to have a bit of a well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone in Muse Arts for making this possible, because this was such an amazing, unexpected journey for me. One of my favorite words in English language is serendipity. And I feel like my journey started with Muse Arts as a serendipity. I saw this post on Banu Zan's Instagram, and I thought, I don't know why, but I feel like I want to be a part of this project. And that was it. That was the session where Banu facilitated, and I just felt this deep connection with everyone. And I was thinking, oh my God, the hours are so different. Am I even going to be able to get up in the morning and carry on? But I did. And as I speak with you guys right now, it's 5 a.m. in Malaysia. and I really, and I was so happy. I got up at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna go see my sisters, my soul sisters. So I was so happy to be with you. Thank you so much, as I mentioned before, for the gift of recognition, because I knew I can write, but I never knew my writing would be interesting to anyone else. And so thank you so much for the gift of poetry, for holding space for me, for welcoming me, and for love. Thank you.
Jasmine, thank you very much for that. And this is very special in what it was possible through online, right? So as Gabriela mentioned at the very beginning, you know, we adapted. We created the space and we're like, okay, we are adapting and making sure that we will continue doing the work because we also know that it is so crucial for us to continue creating spaces as we go through this experience, that I won't ever say that we go in this together because we are all in different situations and realities, but that we all also understand that something very deep and heavy is happening to us and around us, and we still need to hold a space to be able to exchange conversations and to connect. And so before we go into the reading, I see the beautiful yellow hand of Fatima in this screen. And so Fatima, go for it.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I just want to thank the MuseArts team for all their job, all their work they put in this workshop, in these classes. I really, really learned so much. And I was able to learn some creative ways to writing and connect with the writing exercise. And I am really happy for that. And this space was not only a writing thing, it was a space where we share with other women. And I think that was really healing for me. In this hard situation we are living now, some people are alone. That's my case here in Toronto. So for me, it was really important to see these women all weeks. Like, I really miss you guys. And I just want to thank Paola and all the team for this opportunity. I think it's really nice, and the book is awesome, really. I am so grateful.
Fatima, thank you very much. And I have to say two things. I had always changed Fatima's name to Fatima. I don't even know. I changed it for some strange reason, because actually we are of Latin American backgrounds, meaning that we speak Spanish. I should do it better. And I will keep trying to do it the very best, but I want to acknowledge that this happened. I also want to acknowledge, and I'm gonna, of course, go back to Jasmine, but I want to acknowledge that Fatima is not only, Fatima is not only coming from her experience as a newcomer to Canada, but also is coming from experience as a teacher, as someone who observes things and reflects and then shares with us her words of wisdom. And all her words have so much wisdom all the time that it creates a space that is extremely magical as well. And we are very grateful for that. And the reason why I wanted to go back to Jasmine is because Jasmine is actually tuning in, as she was mentioning, it's 5:30 in the morning where she is. And so she's tuning in from very far. And I remember when I received this email inquiring about the possibility she could be part of this. And in my mind, it's like, if anything we're going to take about having to do an online program is the fact that we're going to take advantage and we're going to create a global connection. And so, yes, you are welcome to be in this space. And we, of course, talk about the challenges. One of them was not to receive the beautiful creativity kit that we sent to everybody else, because as we realized, as we put her book in the mail, it will take about 20 weeks to arrive. I'm like, okay, well, 20 weeks is probably the amount of the project, the amount of time that the whole project takes. But her commitment to being to that space, and the many times that it was like rushing from like going to school or having her son with her, that is to me a lot of commitment to a community that was also new to her. So I believe that the same way you are thanking us for welcome you into the space, for us is thanking you for welcome us into your home, into your space, and into your life. So we are very grateful for that as well, Jasmine, and we hope there are many other ways in which we will continue connecting in the future. So, and because we promised this was going to be short, now I'm going to open the space for our lineup. And so what is going to happen, and just for the interest of time and viewers, and we are actually, it's just the Facebook live is like going nuts right now. People are very excited. We want to thank all your words and your solidarity and in your greetings to everybody. We don't have time right now to respond to all of you, but I'm sure every one of the writers here, the authors of this book, will connect with you. So we're inviting our wonderful, beautiful authors today to read one poem of their book. So for those who are at home, this book was divided in chapters. The first lines are about group pictures that of things that we did together, and then each chapter is one of the authors with their writing, and in some cases there are some images. I'm going to share something that I really love, and it's something that Amber did, and it's like this illustration, this is extremely beautiful. You will love it, Amber, when you see it. You're like, and so she told us the story of the Puss in Boots and how she identifies with cats. And so every chapter has something very special to offer, and it's a gift that each of the authors had given to us. So with that, I'm going to give the space to Amber to start. And then because we're gonna go some sort of in an alphabetic order as it appears in the book. So Amber will start, and then we will go with Fernanda and then Gabriela. And in my mind, I was doing my ABC to see who was next. Okay, so Amber, the space.
Okay, I'm ready. So yeah, it is in connection with the image that you just showed. So I will be reading An Affinity with a Cat. I'm a small black cat that crosses the path of all superstitious folks who then stop to curse from the fear of worse outcomes, which come by cats cutting across. But I'm a calm black cat that couldn't care less. A solitary life I love, similar to the panther cats, recluse as the planet Pluto, quiet and tranquil like the doves. With the DNA of tomboys and an ability to overpower all local cowboys, creating an annoyance among my family members who see me as a fatal beast. Hence, they suggested I change my ways to adopt elegance and grace and drop my feral nature, plus the claim of alignment with lions through the same bloodlines. So, I began a new journey of taming and domesticating, bringing an end to my wild tigerish ways until I lost all that was intrinsic. Through years of conditioning, a total transformation I underwent to inhibit my instincts, pushing me towards a feline alienation state. Unaware of my true traits, I am destined to fail. That's me.
Thank you so much. That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's beautiful. We're really lucky to have such amount of talent among ourselves. Thank you very much. Fernanda, you go next.
Well, this is a piece that is a little bit old, like 5 years ago or something. It's very short, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Inner. I dream when you laugh because I can see sparkles all over the place. Sólidos platónicos robbing my soul. Warm, smooth, subtle, slow, deep, alchemy in the universe of my love. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is very beautiful. We really, really appreciate it. I want to acknowledge the presence in this space of Laura Rojas, who supported the editing in addition to doing the editing, Laura also did the diagrammation in what is the word? Please help me, Laura. I completely forgot the word. I'm forgetting English words right now.
Layout or design?
The design and layout. We did both. So Laura's here supporting and encouraged this work, and you all met with her individually. Veronica was there also as a participator and as a co-facilitator of the space. You always, of course, remember her energy there as well. They know that I'm kind of like putting a lot of rush into this because we are in the middle of happening. So there is a lot of programming going on. So they know that we love them and also appreciate their talent into the projects. Gabriela, how about you?
Okay, I will pick one poem. For the one that don't have the book, we have two poems. One actually a really interesting exercise, which I never did before. To write was a really cool stuff. We had to write the poem half in our native language and half in English, which was an amazing exercise. But I will write the other poem, and we have a writing as well. The other poem was about hope, and I feel that when I wrote this poem during the workshop series, was something that we all dreaming about. Hope. Mm-hmm. Hesitant about the future, inside out and outside in, our life is suture with simplicity and continuous spin. On a run for joy, just emotions come convoy. Happiness doesn't mean that. We balance life like acrobats. Piece of life change definition. Fear is now a condition. Anger build up every day. Nothing looks to go away. Entering the roller coaster, joy is replaced by a monster, and discovered day by day, acceptance is a price we have to pay. Thank you.
That is so beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And do you notice, like I read the entire collection, but I have to say, it sounds way better when you are the one reading this. So I hope I can have you reading to me this, which is giving me another idea. Why don't we do a podcast? Okay, so you already know that I don't stop, so you already know. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for this. I'm going to give the space to Jasmine. I don't know, Fatima, let me know if you are going to read, if you would like to read. Otherwise, I will give the space next to Janice. Jasmine, would you like to share your poem?
Sure, yes, definitely. So the poem that I have decided to read today is the one that was sort of, it manifests with me because I sort of feel like that was the space that Muse Arts created for me. Going back to Virginia Woolf's A Room of Her Own, I sort of felt like this gave me an excuse to get up and get it done and write it and share it and be brave. Like when Andrin said that, yeah, maybe we all felt like we had something to say, but at least this platform allowed us to actually, it gave us that gentle push to actually get some writing done and feel loved for what we write. So this poem is called A Room of Her Own. I am the unearned confidence of a creature fantastical, blind, ridiculous, and indifferent, in a constant quest to comprehend the agony of this human experience. I am in need of some ample hours to waste, some mind clearance space to throw me back into the intended confusion. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is very special. Fatima, you are next.
Okay, thank you. This is a poem about hope. It's not my current mood, but I remember how it feels. Suddenly, I hear a laugh in the kitchen. It is mine. In between cinnamon and merquén, I dance a bolero with myself. Suddenly, I hear a song in the street. It is me singing balladas out loud. I can't restrain myself and my cheeks are blushing, and so is my mood. Suddenly, I pass by a cat. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Her eyes seems to answer my questions in her ever so sleepy way. Suddenly, I can tell one flower from another. Suddenly, I know which batch has a new leaf. Suddenly, I recognize 10 types of blue in the sky. Everything speaks to me. Bienvenida al mundo. And I start to pay attention. We have been waiting for you. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much. And I appreciate so much that you're also giving a space to the fact that we are not sitting in the same feeling all the time, that when we write from what we may be feeling, but also what we may be dreaming of. And that is so important and so special, because that's part of the space that we created here. It was a space to be who we were, to be who we are in the way we are, because all of that, with the sorrows, with the little pieces to put together, with the joys and dreams and hopes, we all that are worth of love, of care, of compassion, and above all, we all are here to lift each other up. And so we appreciate that so very much. Veronica, I don't want to put you in the spot, Mayra, Veronica. I don't want to put you in the spot, and of course we will be okay if you don't want to share right now. I want to acknowledge that, as a matter of fact, Veronica has, shared with us that this was part of her healing process, and that this is very important and special to her. And while we all witness her writing, it is absolutely okay not to express it here in a public space, because right now we are in live stream, so we are absolutely okay with that. We love what you wrote, we love how you express yourself, and we love your presence into this space as well.
Thank you, Paula.
You're most welcome. As every one of you, this is a part that is important to us. And I notice I call Veronica Vero, so you're going to see that I'm going to be very, very informal with her. Vero, you want to share with us?
Because my story is very, very long, I would like to share maybe the last part.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah. In English.
Sure, go for it. Anyway, okay with us?
I don't think so. No, it's okay. Okay. Even though I could barely get to the next morning, I went around looking for my baby. There he was, in the intensive care unit, surrounded by machinery. I never thought I would see him like that. He was too small and fragile to bear it all. I thought he would only be in incubator, like the kind that put premature babies. And after a few days, they go to home. The reality was very different. And I saw that he was suffering inside. I knew there was a lot of pain. I was so shocked that I don't remember many details from that moment, but what I do remember clearly was asking God to please not allow him to suffer anymore. I gave my baby a kiss and was devastated. I returned to my bed crying inconsolably, and as milk spilled out from my chest, I hear a voice on the loudspeaker call for my relatives on the battery boy. My son had died. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vero, for
Thank you.
for allowing yourself to be vulnerable with us, for sharing with us your story, for sharing with us your sorrows. You know that you are loved in this community, and you know that we are extremely, extremely proud and honored to have your presence in this space, because you give us your resiliency, and you give us also your bravery, and you give us also your vulnerability, and that is very much appreciated. So we are now closing, and I would like to invite all of us just for a final screenshot. So this is the way in which we are ending. Everybody is there as well. So if you have your book with you, please. Sorry, I know that I'm missing Janice. Janice, I'm gonna give you the space to read.
It's okay, Paul. And it's almost time to close. So it's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm happy to hear everybody and have the books. It's okay. And I'm fine. Don't worry.
Thank you.
You have to keep doing. It's okay.
Thank you very much. Well, for sure, Janice is going to be part of the third edition. In addition to that, Janice does an amazing work on working with kids in their bilingual storytelling. Amazing work that she does, and that we are so lucky as Muse Arts to be able to collaborate with her and have her beautiful, beautiful program in our spaces as well. So we are extremely grateful once again. Thank you to each one of you for your presence, and we hope to see you very soon. We hope to see you all in the very near future. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.